Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. I am coming at you from a Tuesday night, very tired, but I'm here to start off a vlog. If you guys don't know, I decided that I wanted to reread one book every single month for the last half of 2024. I wanted to revisit some old favorites and some books that I didn't love the first time around. So I'm going to be reading Sula by Toni Morrison for the rest of this week for this video. I loved this book the first time around whenever I read it back in 2022. I think it was actually around like the end of October, same kind of time of year as it is now. So I'm really excited to revisit this. Like I said, it is currently Tuesday, hoping to get this video posted on Saturday, so I'm gonna have to hustle and really stick to finishing this book. I am super sleepy right now. This weekend, I took a trip to Nashville for my cousin's wedding, which was so much fun, but it was just such a whirlwind. Me and my dad and two of my aunts drove from Pittsburgh to Nashville on Friday. It was probably like a 10-hour drive, and my dad did all of it, so I can't even really complain. We had like a little welcome party on Saturday night, and then Sunday was the actual wedding, and it was so beautiful. I'm so happy for my cousin and his husband. And yeah, it was just so nice to see all of my cousins that came and get to hang out with them. A couple of them just recently had babies, so this was their first like foray out into the world without the children, so it was just really nice to catch up with them. The wedding was gorgeous. It was at this like greenhouse kind of venue, and there were plants everywhere. It was like right up my alley. I've never been to Nashville before, so yeah, we actually ended up like going out after the welcome party on Saturday night to like a rooftop bar, and yeah, it was just so much fun. We drove back yesterday on Monday, and once again was like a 10-hour drive back to Pittsburgh, and I got home at like 8 p.m. I stopped at my parents' house and had some pizza because I had no groceries, and then I got up and went to work this morning, and that's where we are. I just ate some pasta and watched some YouTube videos. I want to do some journaling and some yoga before I get in the shower, and yeah, hopefully start reading Sula tonight. It's already almost 7 o'clock, so yeah, we'll see how long I hold out. I feel like it might be an early night for me tonight, but yeah, just wanted to say hey. I almost forgot. I'd wanted to mention when I was talking about the wedding, it was super cute. My cousin and his husband wrote little handwritten notes for all of the place settings for everyone that was there. So it was like a little customized note that they wrote, and I died when I opened mine. They said, "Cass, get your dance requests in early with the DJ. We only have so much time to dance the night away. Thank you so much for celebrating this weekend, and hope you found a cowboy along the way. Was going to write a novel on here, but didn't want to end up with a bad review on your YouTube page. Haha." I just thought that was so sweet. I don't know that any of my family watches these videos, but they follow me on Instagram, so they see me posting whenever I put out a new video, and I just thought it was so cute that they mentioned it in this note. Okay, I'm not trying to spoil anything for anyone if you have not read this book yet, but the scene with Eva and Plum, like 50 pages in, you guys, insane. This is a scene that was like seared into my brain whenever I first read this, and I forgot just how skilled the way that Morrison sets that scene up is. Like, these little details that she lets in, kind of foreshadowing what's going to happen, but then she just like hits you with it. It's crazy. She's so talented. It's time for my little treat of the night. I love these little ice cream cones so much. They're my favorite thing to snack on. Okay, actually, maybe I lied about the ice cream. My cousins put together these little like treat bags for us for coming to the wedding. I'm assuming that both of these are like made in Tennessee or something like that, but we have a moon pie and a goo goo cluster, and the goo goo cluster is really intriguing me, so I think I'm actually gonna try that and see what that tastes like. Okay, goo goo cluster review. These are made in Nashville, Tennessee, and they are peanut, caramel, and nougat covered in milk chocolate. That's a pleasant little treat. It was a little bit harder to bite into than I was expecting, I think because of the peanuts, but I'm not mad about it. Happy Thursday. I'm cooking chili. I have some white chicken chili cooking back there. I'm very excited to eat it. It's like a winter staple for me, but I'm trying it with spicy chicken broth instead of normal chicken broth, and I'm curious to see how that goes. I finished reading part 1 of Sula last night, so I'm pretty much like exactly halfway through, and I just wanted to talk about my thoughts on part 1. This is gonna be spoiler free. I've had some comments that have mentioned that it would be helpful to know that, so no spoilers here. But basically, in the first part, we are following the beginning of Nell and Sula's friendship. They became friends when they were young girls, and then we follow them through to their young adulthood after, I don't think that this is a spoiler, after Nell gets married. There's a lot of exposition that Morrison is doing here. She gives us the history of the town of Medallion that they live in, and we also learn more about each of the girls' families, and we kind of follow like the matriarchal line of both of their families. This is very female focused, and I think that Morrison does such a good job at showing those complicated relationships between grandmothers and mothers and daughters. There's a lot of nuance and emotion, and I really like how she portrays their interactions with each other. I also really love Morrison's writing style, which who doesn't, you know? It is really descriptive and just so evocative, but she's not doing too much. I think that she really knows when to kind of hold back and when to lean more into like the metaphors and stuff. She also brings in this like bluntness that really makes your jaw drop with certain scenes. There are quite a few scenes in this book that have been like etched into my brain since I read it the first time back in 2022, and it's really cool to come back to them and read them again and be able to pay more attention to how she's setting up these scenes and putting all of the pieces into place for things to happen. I will say, I feel like I had a harder time getting into the story this time around than I did the first time. But weirdly, I think, well, part of it is just because I've had a busy week and I'm tired and my focus is just kind of shot. But I think that the other part of it is like, since I know what happens to an extent, I don't remember everything, but I feel like having that knowing, I'm kind of anticipating those really intense scenes that I remember. And it made it a little bit more difficult to get into that like expository portion of the book. I feel like whenever you have no idea what is going to happen next, the story really like does suck you in right away. But just with like life, and I think with this being a reread, I had a little bit of a harder time getting like fully immersed. I will also say though, the edition that I have has an introduction that was written by Morrison herself, and I read that first. I know a lot of people won't read an introduction until after they read the book. It doesn't bother me. I read the introduction first, and I found that it was really insightful because she brings up some of the themes and some of the things to look for in the book. So she talks about this theme of escape and this theme of sexual and economic freedom and how those are related, and how they influence people's perceptions of the characters in the book, and then also the intersection of like race and gender. And she also talks about the time in her life when she wrote the book and a little bit about her process and some of the changes that she made to the structure of the novel. So you kind of get a look into how she was working and crafting the book, which I always find very interesting. So yeah, I'm still really enjoying this. No complaints, except for just me being tired and unable to focus. The chili is looking delicious, and I remembered to get shredded cheese, which I think is going to be so delicious on the top of this. I'm very excited. Hi friends, it is Friday morning. I had big plans to finish Sula last night, but I derailed them because I decided to put together a last minute Halloween costume for a party that my friend is throwing tonight. I originally was gonna go dressed up as myself or like maybe just like buy a witch hat or something. I didn't feel like putting together a costume, but I was inspired by a TikTok that I had seen, and I ended up placing a Walmart pickup order for some of the stuff that I need and a Party City pickup order. I'm probably the only person that has ever placed a pickup order at Party City. So I'm gonna have to go to both of those places after work today to get the stuff. I'm gonna have to do just like a little bit of DIY. I don't know, I have to iron on some letters to a shirt. So yeah, I only got through like 20 or 30 pages of Sula. So I need to finish her. I wanted to put this vlog out tomorrow on Saturday, but it might have to wait until Sunday, just depending on how fast I can finish the book and get everything edited. But I'm excited about my Halloween costume. I always say that I am like not a Halloween person. Like I'm not really into the whole spooky season thing. I like fall, but I don't really care about Halloween. But every time that I say, you know what, I am going to do a costume, like I feel like I really do it. Back in 2021, I was Guy Fieri, and it was the funniest thing in the world. 2019, I was Britney Spears from the Oops, I Did It Again music video. The year before that, if you guys like watched makeup influencers, you might know what James Charles Flashback Mary is. I did that for Halloween in 2018, and it was also really funny. What else have I done? I was a cute little scarecrow the one year, and then I did my take on Phoebe Bridgers in the Silk Chiffon music video a couple years ago as well. I didn't do anything last year, but I'm gonna do something this year. I'll show you guys. I think it'll be cute, and I'm excited to see my friends tonight. Hey guys, happy Saturday. Please ignore the sound of my dishwasher in the background. I needed to run it. I just wanted to hop on here and finish out the vlog because I finished Sula this morning, and I've been trying to collect my thoughts on it throughout the course of today, but we're just gonna work through it here and now. So first of all, I'm gonna keep my rating of this at 5 stars, but I did not find myself as engaged with this as I did the first time that I read it, and that is through no fault of Toni Morrison's or through no fault of the book. I think that it solely had to do with me, and I talk about this in a lot of videos where the way that we perceive a book and the way that we feel about a book can change so much depending on our circumstances. You know, you bring your moods and your experiences to every book that you read, and this week I felt very unfocused, just unable to concentrate, and that affected my experience with this book just a little bit. But the reason why I'm not changing my rating at all is because I feel like that would have been my experience with any book that I had picked up this week. If I had chosen to read something that wasn't Sula, I feel like I would have still been unable to focus, unable to concentrate, and it would have affected my reading of literally any book. I feel like the first time that I read this book, it was really about the plot and like the events of the book for me. I was very stunned by the things that happen in this book. And this time around, I was really more focused on the writing style. I had much more of an appreciation for Toni Morrison's skill and her craft and her choice of words and the way that she uses language to characterize the people in this book. I feel like part 2, the second half of this, really becomes a detailed character study on Sula herself, and kind of compares and contrasts her to Nell a little bit, but I feel like we really just get such a deep look into Sula's motivations, what she wants out of her life, and the ways that people perceive her actions. I think that Morrison does a really great job of characterizing Nell and Sula so strongly in such a short amount of pages. This is only 174 pages, so not even 200, and she really just spins this tale throughout a really long period of time. I believe that it takes place over like 40 years, and you really see the evolution of the characters. I thought that the ending was really touching as well, but my head just was not 100% in the game. And like I said, that's not Toni's fault, that's not Sula's fault. It's just how it was for me this week. I am really glad that I decided to reread this because there was a lot that I had forgotten over the past 2 years. So it was cool to kind of have my memory jogged, and there were still some parts that I was really surprised by because I had forgotten them. That is gonna be it for Sula for me right now. I still need to like write a review, but I'll do that later. Me and Claire are gonna be hanging out later on here, and I believe that we're actually going to be filming a little yap sesh for the YouTube channel. So Claire will be making her booktube debut in the next couple weeks here. Keep an eye out for that. What else? My Halloween costume went off without a hitch. I was really happy with the way that it turned out, given that I decided to do it less than 24 hours before the party. Party was a lot of fun as well. We watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which was a wild ride. I wasn't sure what to expect from it, but it was funny, and the like effects and the like makeup and I'm assuming like prosthetics and just like costuming was really detailed and really good to me. So that was fun. Other than that, I think to round out my reading for October, I'm gonna pick up A Sunny Place for Shady People by Mariana Enriquez. Something a little bit different, horror short stories, which is not really something that I typically go for. So I feel like this is gonna kind of hopefully reset my brain a little bit and get me ready to like really focus in on some books. I have a lot of nonfiction November picks planned out, so I need to get back on my game. So yeah, this is gonna be a super short vlog. I edited everything up until this point this morning, and I think it was like 14 minutes. So something a little bit quicker, kind of a little bit scattered, but hopefully you guys are fine with that. Let me know your thoughts on Sula, on any of Toni Morrison's books. I am hoping to make my way through more of her books, you know, in the coming future. So let me know what you would recommend. I'm kind of considering going in chronological order from here on out. Maybe, we'll see. But yeah, let me know, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.